Okay, welcome to the last lesson, really, in Module 5 of the ICT IGCSE. And we're looking at, suitably enough, to be at the end of the module, evaluating systems, which is probably, even though it's at the end, one of the most important things that you're ever going to look at, whether that be in ICT or in any walk of life or any project, any subject, any profession that you go into. So let's get cracking. We've got our usual lesson starting slide where you've got your numeracy task, literacy task, and the think challenge. Right now, this one, I want you to really kind of spend some time looking at if you can. The link is on the PowerPoint, just in the notes section at the bottom, and the video, the picture, this one here. If you don't know what's going on in that picture, this is a clip from the movie called The Founder. I don't know when it came out, 2018, maybe 2017. And it's about Ray Kroc, who's the guy that founded the McDonald's Corporation. He's not the guy that started the burger restaurant initially. You have to watch the movie to find out why he wasn't that guy. But there were two brothers that started McDonald's initially, and this tennis court scene, which there's a clip of there from YouTube, is brilliant. I love this movie, and I love that scene in particular. You can see the guy on the ladder up here. This is one of the brothers. These are the two brothers here. One brother at the bottom, one brother at the top. He's at the top because he's looking over the tennis court and he's drawn out the different stations in his restaurant. And he's got his workers to pretend to be making burgers. And he's viewing it from above and seeing how, and timing them, he's got a stopwatch, seeing how quickly they can create these burgers. And he's moving, rather than move the stations around for real inside the kitchen, which would be difficult, he's doing it on the tennis court just using chalk because he can change his mind quickly. And you can see on the tennis court, this is like version 4 or 5 because he's rubbed out the lines on the old ones. And so he goes through three or four different versions, and finally he settles on one layout of the kitchen that he thinks is the most efficient. And I, being an ICT teacher and just general lover of all things efficient, love this movie and love the concept, the speedy burger concept that they came up with, because like he said, there was not a wasted movement in that process of making a burger. I despise waste and nonsense and wastes of time, and I love this movie and that scene in particular. What he is doing, how that links to today's lesson, what he's doing is evaluating the systems he has in place. He sees they're not perfect, changes them, tries again, makes an improvement. Continually looking to improve the system that they have. And that is what you, as a budding software engineer, software designer, need to also have that mindset. And so we're going to look at that a little bit today, right? So let's move on. Evaluation. Okay, so just to be clear, the key word is evaluation. If you don't know what evaluation is, it is that process of looking at something, saying what's good, what's bad, how do we keep the good and change the bad, make it better. That's what evaluation is. You might do it in a science lesson when you conduct an experiment. At the end, you have your conclusion, where you talk about what you have learned science-wise from the lesson, from the experiment. But then you do an evaluation, which is you evaluate the process, the scientific process you used to get your results. And was it perfect? Was there dodgy data that you were using? Was there factors you didn't control that might have influenced the outcome? Things like that. And then that process of evaluation means that you can do better next time. Right, I'm talking too much. Let's move on. So why is evaluation of software so important? It's for the reasons that I have just said. Okay, it allows best practice to be shared. Before you even begin designing a piece of software, you should go and evaluate all the other pieces of software that exist, so that you know that you're bringing to market, you're bringing to people a piece of software that is better in some way than what already exists. Otherwise, why bother? Why would you put out something that's either the same as what already exists or put out something that is worse than already exists? There's no point in doing that. You're not going to make any money out of it. You're not going to benefit anybody. No one's going to thank you. Just don't do it. Evaluate what's out there, steal all the good bits, put them into one, add in your own special spice, and then release your product. That's what you should be doing. And once you've done it, evaluate what you've done and make it even better. So we're going to practice doing that. And we're going to use a criteria. So the question is, how should we judge? How do you evaluate? Normally you evaluate something on what is called a criteria. Sometimes it's called a mark scheme. Sometimes it's called a rubric. Okay. And we're going to look, and I prefer to use the word criteria just because that's the word I was taught to use at school, and can't break the habit. So I'm going to use the word criteria. We're going to create a criteria, which is basically going to be a checklist of things that we want in our software, right? So the first thing you're going to do is I'm going to give you a criteria. I've just found this one on the internet. I'm going to give it to you. I want you to go away. Here's the criteria. There it is. I want you to go away and judge or evaluate a piece of educational software that you already use. Yeah, your schools will use something with you, even if it's as simple as a Google form, okay? Whether you use Nearpod or Seneca, or whether for your history you use your Wolsey Academy stuff, wherever it might be, go to that with your criteria in hand and just run through those questions, okay? Let me get rid of that irritating template. So, have you got, is the level of language the program offers clearly indicated? Okay, yes or no? Just think, is it indicated? Yes or no? Is it easy to start the program? Yes or no? Just circle yes or no for each of those questions. Is it easy to navigate through the program? Yes or no, right? So that's your first task. Right at the top here, what you need to, which software you're judging, and then say yes or no all the way through, okay? Do that, screenshot it, send it to your teacher, done. Task 2. Now we're going to assess or evaluate our favorite social media platforms using a criteria that you make. That's true intelligence there. Yeah, your whole life, I've got a theory that in life you reach a tipping point when you're not the guy following the criteria, but you're the guy making the criteria. Yeah. Because criteria run the world. Like I said in the last lesson, you want to be a soldier, you want to be a police officer, you want to be a paramedic, you want to be anything, you've got to follow a criteria. Yeah, you are judged, you are assessed. You want to be a teacher, you are definitely assessed continually in all range of different things. Whether that's effective or not is a lesson for another day. But it depends on who's doing the evaluation, I suppose. But what you need to think about is, what is a good criteria? So you're going to create a criteria today, and that is going to be this one here. Okay, you can write your criteria into this table. There are 10 slots there. And the question basically is, what makes a good social media platform? Yeah, you are the experts in this, not me. So, engage your brains, think 10 things that you would want in a social media platform. Okay. Might be things that already exist, might be things that you hope might exist in the future. Just put them in there, okay? So if you want to, you can talk to your friends about this, whether that's in the classroom or electronically. Talk to them and find out, what are the things that you want in a social media platform? Is it that it's easy to to make friends, and then is it easier to delete those friends? What about the privacy settings? Is it, when you do something online, can everyone see what you're doing inside your social network? Would you prefer it if that wasn't the case? How easy is it to change those privacy settings? I know Facebook, for example, is actually quite difficult. They keep on pretending like they're making it easier, but they seem to just almost hide the functions in different places every few months. And you have to go hunting around to find them again. So whatever it might be, how quick and easy is it to share video? Right? If that's the case, I'm no expert on this, being about 1,000 million years too old for it, but I presume TikTok is probably better than some of the other platforms out there for sharing visual media videos, right? So have a think, write down 10 criteria, go away, judge those 5 platforms. If you want to change those social media platforms, or even if you want to ignore one of them, that's fine, right? I've just put in the 5 that I think are probably the most popular. If you can think of a different one and want to do that, do that. Or if, for example, you're finding it hard to access one of them, say you're not a Snapchat user, you don't want to be a Snapchat user, you don't want to evaluate Snapchat, then fine. But give me at least 4, or give your teacher at least 4 social media platforms that you have judged. So what you need to do is for each of those categories, you need to give them a score out of 3. So if it's how easy is it to share videos, TikTok might get a 3 because it's brilliant at sharing video, whereas I don't know, Instagram might get a 1 or a 2. Yeah. Can you share lots of writing? Well, Facebook, yes. Twitter, no. Right? But on the flip side, you could say, are messages or posts short and precise? Twitter, yes. Facebook, no. Yeah. So Twitter 3, Facebook 1, wherever it might be, you figure it out. Okay. And that is the lesson. That is today's lesson. Okay. It's about evaluation. I've just tried to tell you how important it is, giving you some real world examples. So task 1, use that criteria to judge an educational piece of software that you use. Task number 2, design your own criteria and go and judge social media platforms by it. Okay? Upload your finished scores to your teacher. Okay, that's good. Next lesson is lesson 7, where it is the assessment lesson for this module. Okay, good luck.